Hey everyone, so we're going to go over the Supreme Court document. It's on page 15 of your black collections book. It looks like this right here. So what I'd like for you to do is you need to read the Supreme Court opinion. It's pretty short, but there is some advanced vocabulary in here that might be a little bit tricky. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start with the background information. So the background information. At the 1984 Republican National Convention in Dallas, Texas, protesters marched, held signs, and chanted slogans opposing the policies of then-President Ronald Reagan. One of the protesters, Gregory Lee Johnson, set an American flag on fire. He was punished with a fine and a jail term for breaking a state law banning flag desecration. Desecration means when you either destroy or mar it in some way that is for the purpose of offending that thing. Like graffiti would be desecration. He appealed, and the case was sent to the Supreme Court to decide whether flag burning is a form of expression protected by the Constitution. The court delivered its ruling in 1989. William J. Brennan, 1906 to 1997, who served on the Supreme Court from 1956 to 1990, wrote the majority opinion on the case. His staunch defense of the First Amendment rights influenced many significant court decisions. So, from Texas v. Johnson, majority opinion, court opinion by William J. Brennan. So as you read, pay attention to details that explain the court's reasons for its decision.
It appears that the Wi-Fi is out. However, if you plug in inline plug, you should still have internet.
So there's a little announcement for you in case you're missing school. There's an announcement. Okay, so as you read, pay attention to the details that explain the court's reasons for its decision. Note any questions you have as you read. Okay. We decline, therefore, to create for the flag an exception to the joust of principles protected by the First Amendment. To say that the government has an interest in encouraging proper treatment of the flag, however, is not to say that it may criminally punish a person for burning a flag as a means of political protest. National unity as an end which officials may foster by persuasion and example is not in question. The problem is whether, under our Constitution, compulsion, as here employed, is a permissible means for its achievement. We are fortified in today's conclusion by our conviction that forbidding criminal punishment for conduct, such as Johnson's, will not endanger the special role played by our flag or the feelings it inspires. To paraphrase Justice Holmes, we submit that nobody can suppose that this one gesture of an unknown man will change our nation's attitude towards its flag. Indeed, Texas's argument that the flag burning of an American flag is an act of having a high likelihood to cause a breach of peace, and its statutes' implicit assumption that physical mistreatment of the flag will lead to serious offense, tend to confirm the flag's special role is not in danger. If it were, no one would riot or take offense because a flag had been burned. We are tempted to say, in fact, that the flag's deservedly cherished place in our community will be strengthened, not weakened, by our holding today. Our decision is a reaffirmation of the principles of freedom and inclusiveness that the flag best represents. The flag best reflects, and of the conviction that our toleration of criticism, such as Johnson's, is a sign and source of our strength. Indeed, One of our proudest images of our flag, the one immortalized in our own national anthem, is of the bombardment it survived at Fort McHenry. It is the nation's resilience, not its rigidity, that Texas sees reflected in the flag. And it is that resilience that we reassert today. The way to preserve the flag's special role is not to punish those who feel differently about these matters. It is to persuade them that they are wrong. So now that I've read through the passage for you, I'm going to go ahead and read through some of the key vocabulary. It might be a little difficult. I know it was for me, honestly, when I read through it. So a compulsion, and I'm going to go right here on the side of the book, and I'm just going to read through the vocabulary for you. Compulsion, a forced obligation. So maybe your parents give you a compulsion to do the dishes. That means that you don't have a choice to do it. You have to do it. Going to school is a compulsion. You have to do it. You don't have a choice. Implicit, that's the next word down there. Implicit, understood but not expressed. So maybe if someone gives you an implicit yes, that means they didn't verbally tell you yes. They might or even they might look at you a certain way. So implicitly told you that that was okay. So implicit means they didn't verbally say anything, but you understand it's what the message is, okay? Reaffirmation, the act of verifying or endorsing again. So a reaffirmation means like if you basically say yes or you say yes again, okay? So if you say maybe if you think about like sometimes when people get married, they do a reaffirmation of their vows. So they've already like gotten married and said yes once, then they do a reaffirmation. So they're already married, but they do a like another ceremony just to like re-say yes that I'm in this relationship. Okay. And then finally, we have resilience. And resilience, the ability to return to a normal state after a change or injury. So let's say there's a football player or a sports player and they break their leg, or they, I don't know, something physically happens to them, break their leg, break their arm, or they're in a cast. They don't give up on their sport. They keep on going. That's resilience, okay? When something bad happens to you and you don't give up, you keep going, resilience. So there's probably some other, difficult vocabulary in this. I would go ahead and just look it up and Google it. There are so many other words, and some of them you may know, some of them you may not know, but those are the key vocabulary words from the book that I wanted to go over. And then what you need to do for this is I have a paraphrasing document. So I've broken up the text for you into little small pieces, and what you need to do is go through and read through each section and just tell me what it means in your own words, okay? So I hope that helps, and if you need anything, please feel free to email and let me know. All right, bye guys.